I'm here. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy that I'm not hiding from the public?
Doja Cat, saison 1, épisode 3. Si vous avez raté les 2 premiers épisodes, je vous conseille d'abord d'aller regarder mes 2 précédentes vidéos pour pouvoir comprendre. Doja Cat a passé 3 jours de mutisme à préparer une vidéo où elle reviendrait sur son bad buzz. Elle nous avoue avoir enregistré 98 versions différentes de ce discours face caméra qu'elle préparait. En fin de compte, elle a choisi de tout laisser tomber et de tout simplement venir se poser sur IG Live pour s'expliquer en toute honnêteté.
The apology that I posted is absolutely an edited piece from me and the people I work with. The mistake that we made was to not go on live, to not go on social media, to ignore social media. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it lets things deflate. But there is no better apology than me doing what I've always done, being on live, telling you guys my fucking truth, and being completely honest. It's a hard time right now, but recording myself apologizing and recording myself sounding perfectly diplomatic is the biggest fucking lie I can make to you.
Doja Cat s'attaque point par point aux différents éléments rassemblés contre elle. Elle s'exprime sur le fait qu'elle ne serait pas bien dans sa peau de couleur et fait référence à la vidéo dans laquelle elle se plaint de ses cheveux crépus.
I have a lot of trouble taking care of my hair. So when I am not, either my hair is straightened or I have a wig on, I'm pretty much okay, but when I'm trying to comb out, wash, do this twist, everything, it's frustrating for me. It's very hard for me. A lot of my friends would agree who have hair like mine, that they have a hard time taking care of it. What I think that the mistake may have been that I made was saying it on a social platform, saying it out in public, maybe being honest about how I feel about taking care of my hair was a bad idea. To me, absolutely not. It doesn't, in no fucking way, does it mean that I hate my hair. My hair is amazing. I have beautiful hair. I get lots of compliments on it. It's an outer thing and it's an inner thing. I know that I'm beautiful. I love myself.
Doja Cat se défend totalement d'être raciste. Elle parle des tweets et donne sa version sur ses fréquentations sur TinyChat.
I have never made a tweet about Arabic people, Arabic culture. I don't even see why someone would do. It's a shitty rumor. It's an awful, horrible rumor. So there's nothing much else to say about that other than that's bullshit. The chat room that I go to is a public chat room. It's me, my friends. You go in there, and I learned, that there are racist people who come in and out of the chat. They're there. They happen and then they're banned. There is racism that happens across TinyChat, and there is racism that happens across Instagram. There's racism that happens across Twitter. This shit happens everywhere. It just happens more on TinyChat because it's not as monitored. So when you see racist shit on TinyChat, it's because people aren't paying attention. In this video, I'm being completely fucking blackout drunk and completely fucking dumb. I have turned off the smart switch in my brain, and this is where I'm saying, shut the fuck up, you, and then I say hard R, the N-word. Now, they thought that I was saying, and maybe some of you thought that I was saying, call me the hard R N-word. I'm in no way into race play. It's not something that, I don't know anybody who does it. I'm kinky as fuck, very kinky, but to that extent, no. I think they just misheard me.
En ce qui concerne la chanson au titre controversé, Din Dun Lafen, elle décide de reconnaître ses torts.
I'm gonna start with, I'm very sorry to anybody who's taken offense, to anybody who I've hurt, using this term. When I used it, it was because I was in chat rooms all the time and I was kind of locked away, and I was always on there just dealing with people coming at me left and right, talking about different slanderous terms after another. The term that I used in the song is one that I learned that day. So people were calling me it left and right, and I used it in a song. And it was to kind of take back and fucking just say fuck you to those people. That song is in no way connected to police brutality or Sandra Bland. And to see something like that, to see a song, my song that I made, connected to an innocent black woman's death, is one of the most awful rumors that I've ever encountered.
Concrètement, Doja Cat nous dit c'est pas vrai, et désolé pour la chanson, mais ça non plus c'était pas vrai. Si on en croit toutes ces explications, il n'y a plus grand chose à lui reprocher. Là encore, peu de personnalités ont pris position contre Doja Cat dans cette affaire, et malheureusement ceux qui ont parlé ne sont pas forcément les mieux placés. Azealia Banks a exprimé ouvertement son indignation contre Doja Cat et contre le présentateur radio Ebro qui l'avait défendu. C'est une longue histoire, mais on sait tous que Azealia Banks a de gros problèmes mentaux. Blueface s'est lui aussi exprimé, surnommant Doja Cat, littéralement Doja la menteuse. Sa prise de position tombe un peu à plat, car beaucoup disent qu'en réalité, il a juste le seum parce que Doja Cat ne sort qu'avec des blancs. Ensuite, Tekashi 69 s'exprime et dit que Doja s'en est pris aux mauvaises personnes et qu'il s'apprête à lui faire une dinguerie. Mais bon, voilà quoi, c'est Tekashi. Dans tout ça, la grande silencieuse, c'est Nicki Minaj, elle qui vient de faire un hit avec Doja Cat. D'ailleurs, Azealia Banks a aussi pointé le fait que Nicki avait beaucoup de choses à dire lorsqu'il s'agissait de Cardi B, mais que là, bizarrement, elle n'a pas d'avis. Ironie du sort, et je ne sais pas si c'est lié, mais pendant ce temps, Megan Thee Stallion et Beyoncé prennent la première place du top 100 avec le remix de Savage. Dites-moi en commentaire ce que vous pensez de la saga Doja Cat. Conclusion de toute cette histoire, est-ce qu'on peut croire aux explications de Doja Cat? Allez, on se parle en commentaire.